In Sweden, winter isn't just about the cold. It's about the darkness and the stillness it brings with it. During the polar nights, the sun never rises above the horizon for a few weeks in the very north of Sweden. In this video, I'm sharing what it's really like to live through this dark and cold time of the year. This is my second winter here in the northern part of Sweden. And while it certainly is a very challenging and unique time of the year, there's also so much beauty and magic in it. Depending on where you are in Sweden, you might see the daylight for a few hours or none at all for several weeks if you are above the Arctic Circle. Where I am based, we still get a few hours of daylight each day, but during the darkest period, sunsets are as early as 2 o'clock, while the sun doesn't rise before 9:30 in the morning. When the sun starts to set around 2 in the afternoon, the nights simply feel endlessly long. Getting up in the mornings when it's still dark outside is extremely difficult, as our body has less energy and tells us to keep sleeping. Some days feel like you're in Narnia Winter Wonderland, while on other days the sun simply never rises and it doesn't seem to get light at all. On those days it's gloomy and cloudy all day long, and the night knocks on the door much sooner before we even felt like our day has started. In the beginning, I used to get so stressed about all the things that I wanted to do when there was still daylight. I wanted to seize every single minute of sunlight so that the nights wouldn't feel so incredibly long. And I think for me, this is still the most difficult part of winter. To overcome the feeling of missing out on something whenever you have moments you're not productive or outside taking in the sunlight. It feels like a mix of feeling guilty and disappointed at the same time, realizing that 4 to 5 hours of daylight is simply not enough to do all the activities during that time. But the darkness also brings the most amazing night skies and light shows. If you live in an area where there's no light pollution around, you'll be blown away by the incredible night sky that you'll be able to see. Millions of twinkling stars, the Milky Way, and on special nights, even the Northern Lights. Before I came to Sweden, I never had the chance to experience the Northern Lights. It used to be something I saw in movies or on social media, but I never dreamt that one day I'd be able to actually spot them right outside my doorstep. Not even in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that this would ever become a reality. But how does one deal with the constant darkness? It's all about embracing the winter and the darkness that comes with it and make it cozy inside. You will naturally be spending more time indoors, so it is essential to have a lovely, warm environment that makes you feel like you want to spend more time in it. Despite the darkness, it is very important not to indulge too much in the coziness and still go outside and embrace outdoor activities. So what are some specific things that you can do to help you out here? As I already mentioned, try to make it as cozy as possible inside. You can, for instance, use a lot of candles, hang up some cozy lighting. Me, for instance, I still have some of my Christmas decorations up just because it makes me happy. So do whatever makes you feel good and makes you feel like you can actually enjoy the season. Now is also the time to start exploring some new hobbies or new things that maybe during the summer months you feel like you do not want to do just because you prefer to be outdoors and in nature. So now is the perfect time to get started on those. You can, for instance, try out a number of like cozy hobbies such as knitting or crocheting, painting, reading, whatever would bring you joy or whatever you feel like you don't really have the time to do in summer. Now is the perfect time to get started with this. You can also treat yourself to nice teas and coffees and snacks, or try out a couple of new recipes. Me, for instance, I'm currently experimenting around with a lot of different recipes for bread, so I can find my preferred recipes. But you could also just, for instance, buy some cooking book that interests you and try out a different recipe each day, or find maybe a creator online where you really enjoy the content and just try to recreate some of the recipes that they are doing. And just try out something new. It doesn't have to be every day, but maybe once a week implement something new. One thing that I'm also really working on and that has helped me a lot for sure is to implement more colors into your life and into my daily life. I'm trying to shift away a bit from wearing black and gray during winter and to move a bit more towards more colorful sweaters and colorful clothing, just because it really, honestly, it really helps you when you see like nice colorful things. It helps you to lift your mood. So I'm also currently, for instance, knitting a very colorful sweater, just because I know when I start wearing it, it will lift my mood so much and make me so happy every time I see it. And it's so much nicer than to just be wearing clothes and to be wearing black, which is of course also very dark. But yeah, it's definitely something one can think about. Also maybe to wear some happy, funny socks. That's also what I like to do, because every time I look at my feet, I have to laugh and it makes me happy, and why not? But overall, I would say still one of the most important things is to make it a habit to go outside every day and get some fresh air despite the cold and the darkness. It is so important and so beneficial for you to still go outside. And I know the feeling when it's very cold and icy and dark and you just want to be inside snuggled up on the couch and you really do not feel like you want to go outside, but it's really good for you. And I notice this every single time I do get myself to go outside. I feel so much better afterwards. There are also so many winter sports activities that you can go and try out, especially if you live in specific areas. You know, you can try out maybe skiing or snowboarding. I like to take my cross-country skis and just go out in the backyard. But there are so many other activities one can do, like snowshoeing through the snowy forests. You can go dog sledding if you're a bit more north in the country. And overall, just, you know, try out new activities that you are not able to do during summer. And yeah, I think it will be really, really good also for your mental health and in general, just to move your body every day, even if it's just a little bit. You know, you can also do some little yoga or just some exercise, but it's really important to not, you know, like not fall into the trap of just being inside the whole time and feeling sorry for yourself because it's cold outside, but to still go and do certain things. I would say the biggest art that you can learn how to master is to embrace the small everyday moments and just to focus on those small moments to make you happy. For instance, for me, this is like drinking my morning coffee out of one of my favorite mugs, but for you this could be something completely different. But we just need to accept that, you know, those big exciting things are great when they are happening, but let's be realistic, they do not happen every day. So if we just see those small things as highlights of our day, it will definitely help you see things a lot more positive and yeah, just give you something to look forward to every day. The best advice that I can give you is definitely to be active. Go out with your friends, meet up for coffees, for walks, maybe for a board game night. Try to do outdoor activities together, but do not just stay inside, perhaps alone on your couch, because that will definitely not help you to enjoy the season. You might also need to shift your mindset a little bit away from I'm going to survive winter, more towards I'm going to embrace and enjoy winter. Because in the end, winter is not just about coping, it's about embracing it with all its forms.